Welcome back to Football Coach. It's episode 22. We're into the new season, and we open with one of those two really tough games on the schedule. But Clemson, not great this year. Just ranked 10th to start the season. But I'm not too disappointed, but I'm a little disappointed in our performance. 49-10. Of late, the last all but a couple seasons ago where we had a really down year after a lot of graduates. But the other years sandwiched around that, we've been holding opponents to under 40, even the good ones, with just the rare game above 40 and almost never anything above 50. So 49, not a great defensive showing from the team. But 10 points is okay, I guess. It was on the road. No, it was at home. Ugh. Yeah, I think we should have been a little closer. Little. Not much. I mean, not even competitive really, but a little closer. We do have a couple games, winnable games upcoming, or really 3 potential winnable games. If we can get 1 or 2 of those as victories, we should be on our way to a 2-win season. 1-1 to start the year. A close victory over Washington State, 30-28 on the road. So we were in Pullman for that one. A defensive touchdown from our safety, Samuel Parks, and 207 yards on the ground. I think our previous record was like 140, 143. That's a good 60 yards in addition to anything we've ever held before. Despite the positives, they did outgain us. Each had 2 turnovers. We had a slight edge in first downs and 20-plus yard plays. Overall, they had 5 more plays. We had very similar time of possession. And it looks like it was a come-from-behind kind of story where we put up 16 in the second half, and we held them in the third quarter, but they just about held us as well. And a 1-point edge in the fourth. Talk about a close game. I'm guessing a 13 here was probably not down to field goals, and I'm guessing it was an attempt just before the end of the third quarter. It was 17-16. And in the first play of the fourth quarter, we got a fumble returned for a touchdown. So there was that defensive play. That was our safety. And we made the extra point to get 24-16. Before too long, they're going to claw back and get the touchdown, fail the 2-point conversion, keeping us 2 points ahead. So they were trying to draw level. It made it 24-22. We're then going to go on to make it 27-22. So when they score again to pull 1 point ahead, they are once again mathematically at 1 point ahead, right? It doesn't make sense to be up by 2. They go for the 2-point conversion a second time and miss both. So for them, it's 2 touchdowns. For us, it's a touchdown and 2 field goals, including 1 in the final 20 seconds. 2nd and 1, and we gained 10 yards. So we got into the field goal range and on 1st and 10 with a little bit of spare time just in case. We go ahead and take the field goal and make it through to claim victory, 30-28. So 2 failed 2-point conversions. Otherwise, if they had just gone for the extra point each of those occasions, we'd be looking at 30-30 and overtime. Very close game. New redshirt sophomore quarterback Andre Chappell, who was a transfer who came in, 238 yards. So he did put up some numbers, but 2 interceptions. Definitely not a very good performance for him. And yeah, the passing yardage wasn't great, but the rushing yards was balanced. Comparatively, we did rush the ball a bit more. 5 yards per attempt. Like, pretty solid. Shane Davis. Oh, that's receiving. Where's our Ethan Sutton? 18 carries, 67 yards. That was that? How did we get to 200 yards? Was it the quarterback? But even then, that's awfully distributed out yardage-wise. As an 80-80 squad, Arizona State did not make my list of 4 targets for the year, and I only have 2 true freshmen who are high enough up the depth chart, at least without injuries, to be in the regular match day squad. So those 2 guys did get a chance to play against Washington State, and they will play in the next game against Kansas. But for this one, for Arizona State, it was not in our 4 easier matchups. If we can get a win now, for one, we've already got it taken care of, right? We've got our 2 wins out of the way. We still have 3 or 4 winnable games later on in the season to have our best season yet, to get a multi-win season and beyond that too, to where we can actually raise the athletic director profile and potentially raise the prestige ever so slightly. It would still be a 1-star. Like, I don't see us getting out of 1-star range this season, but if we can get 3 or 4 wins, we can absolutely kickstart that process of going up. This would be a big opportunity for that. We are at home for this game. It would definitely send a statement if we are able to go 2-1, but it's outside of that range of 4, so it's not a very likely game. A 5 overtime loss. 5 overtimes. We drop to 1-2. We pick up 4 injuries in the game. Yikes. Great job being competitive, and that was a hard game, and it makes you feel pretty dang confident that we're going to easily get that second win in one of those 3 to 4 more opportunities that we're going to have this season if we can come that close. But a 5 overtime, 2-point conversion converted for Arizona State, where we fail to convert, or at least that certainly seems the obvious way. I don't think we're going to get a 75-yard sack in the end zone to to take a safety. So Shane Davis, our 86 overall top wide receiver, picks up a minor injury. It's only going to last 2 weeks, but Kansas is next, so it is going to hurt us for that game. Mason Byrne, that's not a big one. 76 dropping to a 70 for the redshirt sophomore. And it is at a position where we are going to bring up one of those guys. That's one of those 2 freshmen, so we'll be able to be fine next week with that. But an offensive lineman going down, definitely not one of our top guys, but still all of these guys play a role, and 2 offensive linemen actually. At least it's all minor injuries. All will still be available. Shane Davis will absolutely still play, but it does hurt us a little bit going into that Kansas game to take those 4 injuries. And we do set some records. Pass completion, 75%, 3 out of every 4 completed. That's a good day. Field goals, 5 for 5 for Brian Joseph. Huge day for him. How much of that was in those 5 overtimes? No, I'm not going to go back and check. But that is our record, both for yardage and for points. Still only 484, even with 5 overtimes, which means 5 extra possessions. Yeah, short field, sure, but that's a lot of extra opportunities to score points and to put up some yardage. So really not a huge day. Disappointing to come away with the loss, but also encouraging that we're 1-2 and we are that close to 2 wins already. Feel very confident that we will get that second win, if not more. On balance, this is the first ever game where we are probably favorite. And yes, sure enough, we are. We are 3.5-point favorites. Barely against Kansas. Both teams are 1-2. They have better offensive talent than we have. We've already picked up those injuries to lower us down a little bit, and their ratings are exactly as they started the season. So an 80-75, where we are, or were, a 78-78, we're now a 78-77. With home field advantage and an offense that should be able to control, and defensively a little closer to being evenly matched, we've got a legit shot here, and our points per game is solid right now at 30 after our 5 overtime performance, and defensively it's definitely not last. We've got some respectable numbers here early on through these first 3 games, and this is a very respectable opportunity for us to secure that second victory. Will our sacrifice of some money down the line begin to pay off now that we have a better roster, more competitive roster, to get us wins, to get us prestige, to then make up for the money losses in game in the system, to just take the hardest games all the time that we are inevitably going to lose. Oh, it's a close loss. So on this occasion, it's given the team a chance, but it has not given us the result we needed. We're 1-3. We're still going to need some work down the line to get that second win this year. which makes it feel a little bit along the lines of 3 wins might be a bit of a stretch at this point. 2 very close losses, yes, but we only get so many opportunities to secure these victories. We've also added another injury, luckily minor, and we had some game stat records while losing. Receiving touchdowns, Shane Davis, and 172 yards. Eddie Frazier, linebacker, with 13 tackles. Disappointing that we weren't able to come away with a victory on this or that last occasion. Dropped to 1-3. UCLA has definitely had a rough start to their season, just 2-2, way down in the rankings from where they started. 31-10. That's a very respectable game. We've really only had one rough game, but we're 1-4. So close on 2 occasions to getting a win and competitive. And, on another occasion, another injury though. Not to a major player, but we do have 3 guys returning to top form. And Ethan Sutton had 125 yards in the game. Losing to Washington is no surprise, but at 52-9, it's a little bit of a surprise because they actually are having a little bit of a down year. Their ratings aren't quite as good this year as they are in some others, but we dropped to 1-5. But big opportunities coming. The next 2 games, 3 games even, are much more winnable than, well, I guess we're 1-2 in winnable games anyway, right? 3 more injuries really, and one of those you don't mind. It's a guy way down the depth chart, but that one definitely hurts. That's Drake. That's our second best receiver, dropping down to a 76 overall for the next couple of weeks as we head into a couple important games. And also our top offensive lineman, or second best offensive lineman, also getting knocked down for a couple of weeks. That's going to very, very much hurt against Hawaii, who are the weakest they've ever been, and we're at home. It's not our last chance to get that second win, but it's definitely our best chance to get that second win. Hawaii 1-5. We are at home this time. We're on Pick'em. It's a dead even match, and actually they are the slightly better team, but our rush game, they have a little bit of an advantage against us, and their pass protection, they have a little bit of an advantage against us. Otherwise, it's evens. We've put up some better numbers so far this season, but their defense has been a bit stronger than ours. Offense is almost identical, but we're a good almost 60 yards behind them per game defensively. But of course, they haven't played anybody like we have on the calendar. They've only got a 78 redshirt senior quarterback this year. Nice. That's actually kind of a good thing for us. They also do have a pretty talented wide receiver. They also do have a identically matched running back to ours. We're very similar teams. They've got some low 80s D linemen, quarterbacks, and look, we've got some about 80s defensive guys. So pretty close there. They've got a massive injury to an 81 overall linebacker, so they are missing him. But they're really not hurting injury-wise other than that one player being unavailable. I've got a lot of guys that will return in a week or 2, and we are definitely missing some quality, unfortunately. Ooh, they're getting a rivalry bonus. They're getting $3 million if they win this game. Very much time looking to exact that revenge. We are 0-6 all time against Hawaii, with that one overtime loss, the only game that has been close. Hawaii has elected to receive the ball. They want to start on offense, interestingly enough. Well, let's get this game going. That's apparently why they wanted to get it on offense first. They're immediately moving the ball down the field just outside the red zone and in. Now, our first play from scrimmage is a sack. And then we're going to take a... Wow. And you want to run it on 3rd and 9? Oh, let's not. Let's go for a medium pass. Tight end going deep, that's not a great play. Smash corners, certainly a smash digs has worked out well in the past. We'll give that a shot. And we've got the first down. We are moving the ball. Pass midfield. 3rd and 2. No gain. We're going to go for it on 4th, and it's a first down. That is the first successful 4th down conversion I think I've had in all these seasons playing. But we're going to have a 3rd and long here. We might be looking at a field goal situation. No, we gain 15. 2nd and 9. We are in the red zone. A jet sweep. Risky play, but it works out. 3rd and 2. 4th and 2. Now we're going to settle for the field goal inside the 5. Probably a good idea. It's a chip shot from here. 7-3. They go for the return, get a little bit of extra yardage, and so far our defense is doing nothing to stop them. Another 1st down. A 2-yard negative play. First time we've shut them down like that. They get 10 yards on just a simple under route. 4th and 1. Field goal defense steps up, and they make the field goal. At least we got to stop this time. That's our first positive on defense that we've had as we go negative on 1st down. We want to run again? No thanks. Let's go ahead and go for the short pass. Slants middle? Sure. Moving the ball. I worked on quick passing for this game and defending quick passing. Little deeper. First quarter is going to come to an end. Down 10-3, but very much in the game. No thank you on the bubble screen. Let's go with the short pass again. Quick slants tends to work. It's a good way to just move the ball. We do not need 4 verticals. This is not a time to go for it. Just keep moving the ball. Short and simple. We'll go with stick. That's an option downfield. And we advance 2nd and 5. That's a good time to put it on the ground. 3rd and very short. Inside cross, I don't mind. 41-yard field goal? No. We're in a good field position. It's not going to hurt us to lose from here. We can't be settling for field goals all day. Quick slants. Turnover. I took a risk. Did not pan out. Defense needs to start getting some stops. 1st and goal, gap press, nothing. Down 17-3. That is not from the missed field goal. That's not a momentum swing at that point. 3rd and 1. Get enough for the 1st down. Fake screen, wheel. Big gain. Yes. Okay. We need a touchdown this time. Play action bubble. Hell no. Hell no. All hitches? Sure. Let's go short. Oh, come on. Can't even complete a short. I was deflected at the line. Okay. Or actually deflected by a linebacker, so it was probably the pass was deflected. Strong flood. Okay, 1st down. Halfback sweep weak. Nope, we're not going back to the ground. We're clearly moving the ball a lot better. Through the air, curl flats. Interception. Just what we didn't need. What we need is the defense to actually freaking make a stop. They've had the ball 3 times and they've scored all 3. The best we've done is hold them to a field goal. Finally, a negative play. It's a sack by Noah Hurley, defensive lineman. And we're going to go gap press again on 2nd and 16. Let's not. We will blitz, though, but we're not going to go crazy on that blitz. I don't know why the AI loves that place so much. Nickel blitz? Sure. It's still putting them under pressure, and it forces the incomplete pass. There you go. Cover 4 quarters, 3rd and long. And we stop them, and they punt. Love it. Ball's at the 10-yard line, but we're already moving it. Maybe. Halfback off. 2 chances to get 2 yards, and we got 1. We punt it back. Defense finally gets a stop for us, but it's going to be halftime anyway. 17-3 at the half. We're still in the game, but it's not looking very good right now. At least we get the ball to start the 2nd half. We're going to take that out of the end zone and only get to the 20. Let's go straight to the air. Let's go deep. They're not going to expect that. Play action. Power read. Nothing. Not going back to the ground, though. Short pass. Gotta move the ball. Oh, gosh. 3rd and long. 3 straight incompletions. We punt. Not how we needed to start the 2nd half. Defense, though. This is the first hint of a stop that they've made. And we're going to put them under pressure here. It forces a shorter gain and a punt. We get the ball back. Defense, waking up. They are waking up. 5-yard run there. Let's not continue on the ground. Let's go for a medium pass. Play action comebacks. Interception. 2 turnovers from our quarterback. He is not doing well in that department this season and has been one of the primary causes for our shortcomings. And it looks like we're going to lose here as the very first play from scrimmage. That's it, folks. This is not it. This is not the day. It's 31-13 final. 500 yards for Hawaii. Like, offensively, quarterback. Yes, we get 267 yards, right? I mean, we're getting a decent amount of yardage, but the run game wasn't there today. Part of that's on me. I mean, I called just over half the game, and I opted for a lot of passes versus rushing opportunities, but the ball just was not moving. It was 2.6. We had 31 attempts. We were only -7 on the attempts. We were only +4 on the passing attempts. We were getting similar yardage, but we had 2 turnovers and they had 0. Both were at key moments in the game where we were still very much in it, and then we still had a chance to be in it, and both blew the momentum away. And then, of course, I had the one opportunity of going for it on 4th down where I could have taken the field goal instead. But that makes the tiniest of differences. It would have been 31-16, and I don't think it caused any sort of momentum swing in going for it there. Yet another disappointing day. I've heard from others that the underdog tends to get a boost in rivalry games. I haven't seen it, folks. I have not seen it. 7 times, and we've only been close once. This was actually the second closest game we've had against Hawaii. So we did get halfway to the 2 wins that we need, but suddenly our opportunities are running thin. Arizona's having a really, really down year, but they're still a better team than us. Oregon State is still on the calendar, so we still have a couple of opportunities to secure that second win. But any hope of getting 3 or 4 this season is now long gone. 2 very close losses and 1 disappointing loss here against Hawaii. And otherwise, we've been very competitive through all but, 1 game, really, this season. The team's been good, but just not able to get the job done. And we have a quarterback who keeps letting us down. I've seen a number of stat lines that show he's getting yardage, he's getting completions, but he also throws the ball into the hands of the defense. Not as often as he does the offense, but he definitely does not find the end zone. He finds the defense much more frequently than he finds the end zone, and that is becoming a serious problem for us. I think we still have a decent chance of getting that second win, though. This has been the easiest calendar schedule that we've had, and this has probably been the second strongest roster we've had of the 7, and the one time we had it before was a ton of seniors. There's really not that many seniors this year, and we've already noted that during the offseason that there's a really, really good chance that next year's roster is going to be better than this. So a very good chance to be headed in that right direction and being even more competitive next year. But it's getting tough to make the next step and not just be at the edge of the gutter and be a little bit competitive and get an occasional win, but to start consistently getting 2 or 3 wins a year. That next step, we're still some ways off from being able to make that happen. That's going to do it for this one, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.